Hi, everyone. Good to be here. Great to be here. Thank you very much for inviting us again, Marco. I love it in here on this stage, and I love the fact that you didn't go for lunch yet, so really appreciate the fact that there are people actually in the crowd. So what is ZooZ? A lot of people ask me, so first and foremost, just a quick explanation what actually ZooZ means. So in biblical times, ZooZ was an ancient currency, and it also has a meaning in Hebrew, to move. So it's like dynamic money or dynamic movement of money. So this is what we do. We're a payment optimization platform, as you can see in the slide behind me. But what does that actually mean? We're not just a payments company. We'd like to think of ourselves more as a technology company in the space of payments. So as a quick snapshot about the company before we dive into what exactly is the product and all of that. So we've been around for about 6 years. We have offices in Tel Aviv, in Berlin, San Francisco, and very soon also in London. We raised about $40 million to date. One of the things I'm very proud of is that we've been able, thanks to our payment optimization platform, to save well over $50 million for our merchants, which is pretty cool. I don't know if any of you were at NOAH in Berlin, where we presented there. Back then, we had about 40,000 merchants. Today, we have almost 60,000 merchants on our platform using us. Some of the key merchants you can see on the screen, good companies, great companies, Get, as their name is, Payoneer, Wix, and quite a few others using our platform. So why do you need a payments optimization platform? Why is there a role for a company like ZooZ in the payments world? So if you look at what the payments world looks like today, you see that there's a lot of gaps. There's a lot of issues with payments. One of it is that a lot of the payment providers are very domestic. If you work with a payment provider in America, usually they cannot provide you with service also in Europe, so you have to do multiple connections. When you do cross-border transactions, which is pretty big now, you have overseas consumers paying in your online store. If you're trying to process a transaction from a Chinese consumer, for example, chances are this transaction will have a high probability of being declined. A lot of the payment providers are reliant on very legacy systems, so they are built on old stacks, not renovated anytime soon, so that creates a lot of issues. I don't know if any of you heard about what happened to Etsy a few months ago. Their systems went down for about 5 days because their payment provider just broke down. For these payment providers to add more connections, that's pretty much a hassle. Again, old systems built a long time ago, and they are expensive. So if you do all your payment processing through one platform, usually that's very inefficient. So this is exactly our vision. Our vision is to bridge this gap. There is a gap between the merchants and the PSPs, payment service providers, and we aim through technology to bridge this gap, hence the very dramatic bridge picture. So we want to bridge the gap, and we want to create better efficiency, more flexibility. We want to have an open garden approach, one that helps the merchants become more efficient and have higher margins. So we're presenting ZooZ Payments. Basically, ZooZ is a platform, a technology platform. It enables merchants to connect through a single API to multiple payment providers from around the world. The really unique thing is that we are analyzing each and every transaction in real time in order to provide the best possible optimization for each transaction. So in the old days, or as I say, before ZooZ, pre-ZooZ, if I'm a big merchant, a big global merchant, I would probably have to do multiple integrations into multiple PSPs. If I want to add, let's say, PayPal, or I want to add another e-wallet or another payment provider, it's another integration, completely separate reporting, completely separate monitoring, completely separate configuration. That creates a lot of hassle, especially for the big merchants that are out there. So what we said is, okay, we sit in the middle. We create sort of an abstraction layer. So the merchants will connect to us through a single API, very simple, very easy integration. Through our API, they actually get a lot of connections, a lot of different connections into different payment providers. And our system is completely modular, so you can pick and choose whatever works for you. So if you want to store the credit card details with ZooZ, you can do it. If you don't want to, that's absolutely fine. If you want to choose different fraud providers through our platform, do so. You have checkboxes. You can choose whatever works for you as a merchant. There's also analytics, which I'll talk about in a minute. So there's a lot of different features that we provide. You don't have to take it, but it's a very open garden approach. So merchants that use our system, they get what we call the 3 pillars. One, they get a lot of connections, which is helping them in a lot of ways to expand. If they need to go to a new market very quickly, they can do so through our platform. As I said, just a checkbox, you can enable PSPs in, let's say, China or Brazil or elsewhere. You can pick and choose whatever PSPs you want in different regions. So that creates a lot of ease for the R&D for a big merchant to connect in multiple regions. There is also the simplification vertical, or the pillar, which basically enables the merchant to consolidate all of their payments operations into one stack, which is very, very, very significant, especially for the large merchants. Imagine you need to do all the configurations, all the monitoring, all the management through a single platform. That creates a lot of efficiency. And optimization I'm going to talk about specifically because I really feel that this is one of our biggest value adds. The ability to be able to smart route, meaning to reroute transactions in accordance to the most suitable path, to the most suitable PSP for that transaction, that's pretty big. That is something different because before ZooZ, merchants would connect to just one single PSP. Now through ZooZ, connect to a lot of them and just pick and choose whatever is right for you, so you can do that also in real time. What is that good for? You can do that for reducing fees. You can actually say, okay, this PSP provides me better fees for dollars. This one provides me better fees for euros. Great, let's save. Lower decline rates. A lot of times, some PSPs will offer you higher decline rates for, let's say, Chinese consumers, Brazilian consumers, and so forth. So you can reroute all the transactions to create better efficiency. As I said before, the case study of Etsy, the one that had this downtime, the significant downtime, with ZooZ, they could have just rerouted the traffic, the transactions, to another PSP in real time, and basically suffer no downtime at all. Of course, we provide all the analytics, everything that is required by the merchant to see exactly where their inefficiencies are and correct them. Help them to correct them. We're not trying to bypass anyone, just create better efficiency. So yeah, all is great, all is amazing, growing quite nicely, doing great partnerships, great merchants. So what's next? And the more that we've thought about it over the last year, we understand that a platform that has been built about 6 years ago, yeah, we've been around for 6 years, really needs a revamp. Technologies evolve very fast. There's more needs, higher transaction volumes, quicker response times, more data privacy issues, and all of that. We built what we call today Payments OS. And this is one of the first times we're talking about it, actually, officially and openly. Payments OS, or what we call Payments Operating System, is a brand new version of our platform. It's going to be launched in beta in January with quite a few partners for that launch. Basically rewriting the whole stack, the whole platform from scratch, making sure we use the absolute best technologies out there for our merchants. So you get fully distributed architecture. This is state of the art. No single point of failure. So even if one server goes down in one region, this doesn't affect at all performance or anything of that sort. Data privacy regulation. So I don't know if you guys know it, but in some regions like Turkey and Russia and even Europe, you cannot export the data outside of that region. Not a lot of payment providers actually allow you to silo that data. So we do through our new payments operating system. That's a very big upgrade, especially for the large multinational merchants. It is scalable, so using cloud technologies, SaaS, very, very advanced, so you can actually create an elasticity in terms of the volumes that go through our system. So even if you have peaks, and all of a sudden Singles Day, and all of a sudden Black Friday and Cyber Monday, or whatever you call it, you're not going to have any downtimes. It's going to be always up and running. So this is what we do, leveraging technology in order to create a better payments world without actually touching the money. So this is ZooZ. Thank you very much.